Hi, I'm Jen, and I was once a completely stressed out and overwhelmed mom. I was trapped in this cycle of constantly trying to do everything perfectly, not just in parenting, but in keeping a perfectly tidy house, in doing perfectly in my work, in looking perfect, and in parenting, in trying to make the right choices about toys, about screen time, about bedtimes, about food, about everything. Everything needed to be perfect, or I wasn't doing a good enough job for my kids. And I would burn myself out working so hard to try to meet all of these standards that came from outside of myself and weren't right for me, but felt like they were essential if I was going to be a good mom. And then, of course, because I was so overwhelmed and burned out, and it didn't help that I had a child, my first child was a very high needs child. And so it felt like his needs were never ending. And so I didn't ever have time for myself, for my relationship with my husband, for my passions, for my hobbies. And then I had a second child. And suddenly things became exponentially more difficult. Not twice as difficult, but much, much more difficult. And because I was burning myself out so much, I would reach the end of my ability to handle this and I would snap. I would yell at my kids, and then I would be so upset with myself for that failure, for yelling at my kids, that I would hide away in my room. I would cry. I would spend days trapped in a shame cycle, completely checked out and basically ignoring my kids. And this cycle would repeat. And frequently, several times a week, I would be at that point where I would be yelling at my kids and then starting this cycle over of totally checking out, feeling all of this shame and guilt, feeling like I was failing them, feeling completely overwhelmed, stressed out, disconnected, and just miserable in my motherhood. And I knew that there had to be a better way. There had to be a way to be a mom and find that joyful and fulfilling. And then, thankfully, I found the Consciously Parenting Project. And I learned tools to ground myself, set healthy boundaries, and really listen to and connect with my kids. And repair when I make mistakes, because no one's perfect, and I still sometimes make mistakes with my kids. That has completely transformed my parenting. And having a space to be heard, understood, validated, and connect the pieces of my own experience has completely transformed me as a person. This work isn't about someone telling you the right way to raise your kids. It's about deep healing and true transformation, showing up for life in a more authentic, open way. I believe so passionately that everyone can do this work and deserves to heal and connect in their family relationships. That I spent 2 years training intensively with the founder of the Consciously Parenting Project, Rebecca Thompson Hitt, so that I can offer this work to other parents just like you. Parents who work with me typically see big transformations happening in their relationships in just a couple of sessions. So send me a message and let me know, what is the biggest change you'd like to see in your family today?